afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. Thank you for your attendance today. I would like to begin the 2016 commencement ceremony for Fishers High School with a moment of silence in honor of the family members, friends, and other loved ones who could not be here with us today. Thank you. Welcome to Fishers High School's 9th annual commencement celebration. My name is Katarina Franson, and it is my honor to be the salutatorian of the class of 2016. On behalf of the entire class, I would like to thank each and every one of the administrators, teachers, and faculty members at Fishers High School. You have helped us achieve excellence throughout our high school journey, and we will always be grateful for your guidance and encouragement. Here at Fishers High School, we have been blessed with an environment that promotes scholastic excellence. In fact, this environment has caused Fishers High School to be ranked one of the best high schools in the entire state. Our senior class has been an integral part of this accomplishment. At the beginning of the year, Mr. Urban encouraged us to make our last year count, to make our last year the absolute best year of our high school career. And I truly believe that we have succeeded. Without an incredibly supportive administration and faculty and a motivated senior class, none of these outstanding achievements would have been possible. In addition to promoting scholastic excellence, Fishers High School encourages students to succeed in everything we do outside of the classroom and to represent our school well. Over the course of this year, we have committed to and succeeded in an incredible variety of activities. Just to highlight a few, our We the People team won the state competition, advancing to nationals where they placed 6th. Our speech team placed 1st in the state for the 3rd year in a row. Our boys cross-country team was the state runner-up, and our boys rugby team was the state champion this year. Outside of competitions, we have also been able to make a significant impact on our community. For example, our Riley Dance Marathon raised an impressive $56,000 for Riley Children's Hospital. These achievements highlight only some of what we have been able to do over the past year. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without the support of our parents, coaches, advisors, and the teachers and administrators who encouraged us to try new activities and pursue our passions. I would also like to thank the district administration as well as the members of the school board for being here to share this momentous occasion with us. At this time, I would like to introduce some of the distinguished guests. Please stand as I call out your name. Audience, please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Hamilton Southeastern Schools Superintendent, Dr. Alan Borff. Hamilton Southeastern Assistant Superintendents, Dr. Mike Beresford and Dr. Janice Combs. Curriculum Director, Phil Liederock. Fishers High School Principal, Mr. Jason Urban. Fishers High School Assistant Principals, Ms. Valerie Peel, Mr. Ryan Taylor, and Mr. Steve Lozier. Fishers High School Deans, Mr. Greg Miller, Mr. Patrick Schooley, and Ms. Lydia Stokes. Fishers High School College and Career Counselor, Mrs. Linda Brown. Fishers High School Athletic Directors, Mr. Jim Brown and Mr. Rob Seymour. The Hamilton Southeastern School Board is represented by Board President Karen Harmer, Board Vice President Howard Stevenson, Board Secretary Sylvia Shepler, and board members, Mr. Matt Berkey, Mr. John DeLucia, Ms. Michelle Fullhart, and Dr. Terry Toll. Please join me in giving our honored guests a round of applause. To the teachers at Fishers High School, thank you for your leadership. Your invaluable instruction and guidance has transformed us into better students and citizens. To our family and friends, thank you for your constant encouragement as we finish this chapter of our lives and start a new one. Most importantly, to the parents of the class of 2016, thank you very much for years of unconditional love and guidance. You spent countless hours helping us with homework, taking us to practices, and supporting us in everything we tried. You have guided us, inspired us, and allowed us to grow into young adults. Without you, we would not be where we are today. Students, please join me in giving our parents a round of applause. At this time, would everyone please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Singing the national anthem this afternoon is the Fishers High School Senior Choir under the direction of Mrs. Jennifer Koenig. Please be seated. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Hamilton Southeastern Schools, Dr. Alan Borff. Dr. Borff has earned a bachelor's degree from Indiana University, a Master of Science degree from Indiana University South Bend, and an educational specialist and doctorate from Indiana University. Prior to coming to HSE schools, Dr. Borff was the superintendent at Richmond Community Schools. While at Richmond, he led the Richmond Board to a Magna Award honor by the National School Boards Association, and he was named Indiana's Superintendent of the Year in 2008. Now, with a few remarks for today's special occasion, please welcome Dr. Alan Borff.
Good afternoon. 3.7 billion people populated the Earth in 1970. Today it's 7.4 billion. And in 2025, it's projected that 8 billion people will share the planet. In 1970, Tokyo and New York, with populations over 10 million each, were the two megacities of the world. In 2011, there were 23 such cities, and in 2025, 37 cities are projected to be megacities, 21 of them in Asia. New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago will be among them, but at 23.6 million inhabitants, New York will only be the 6th largest in the world. Could I ask the first row here to stand? Just indulge me. Remain standing for just a second. If the entire class gathered here today represented the population of the entire world, your classmates standing on this first row would represent the population of the U.S. We in North America represent about 5% of the world's population, the U.S. being most of that. Thank you. You may sit. That 5% of the world consumes 21% of the world's oil, 40% of the world's gasoline, and according to the National Bureau of Economic Research, it owns over 25% of the world's wealth. There's a shift, however, taking place in the economic world. Already, the International Monetary Fund has announced that, in some measures, China has surpassed the U.S. as the world's largest economy, using and producing, according to the Monday Economic Index, more electricity than any other country on earth. For those of us, many of us in the audience and on stage, who came of age in the 20th century, this is a disruption of the world order, and it's still unfolding. But what, you ask, does this have to do with your commencement? Well, folks, it has everything to do with your commencement. This is a time of opportunity for you. The global shift in wealth means that for us to maintain our standard of living, we have to do so with fewer resources. And while that's a challenge, embedded in any challenge is an opportunity, and you're poised to seize it. For those of you in science and technology, there are opportunities in robotics, genetics, medicine, engineering, nano applications, and agriculture, just to name a few. For those of you in the humanities, there are opportunities in communication, marketing, counseling, diplomacy, and education. For you in vocations, there will be opportunities in construction, logistics, healthcare, and so many more. For those of you moving into the military, we have opportunities throughout the world. In a world that has become smaller, closer, faster, and more familiar, we need to see you refine your skills, be creative, and to value and empathize with others, apply your knowledge of history, recognize trends, appreciate our national resources, be open to new ideas, and work with other cultures. Will you be able to seize those opportunities? Oh, yes. You're here today having earned a diploma from one of the finest high schools in the state of Indiana and in our country. And based on what I've observed of you, I'm confident that our future is in good hands. To the parents and family members, on behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, and the faculty of the Hamilton Southeastern Schools, thank you for allowing us to work with some very, very fine young men and women. Indeed, it's been our pleasure. To the Fishers High School class of 2016, I offer you my congratulations. This is your day. Live in the moment. Enjoy this experience today. Thank you.
At this time, it is my privilege to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2016, Haley Szilagyi. Haley, please come to the stage. Haley is the daughter of Kathleen and Michael Szilagyi. While in high school, Haley has been an active member of the French Club, Club Med, National Honor Society, in addition to being a varsity athlete in both cross country and track. Haley is an international baccalaureate diploma candidate. She was a National Merit Finalist, an Advanced Placement Scholar with Distinction, and a Regional Academic All-Star. Haley received the IHSAA Cato Memorial Scholarship and completes her high school career with a 4.9 GPA. She will be attending Purdue University next year to study neurobiology. Please welcome the valedictorian for the class of 2016, Haley Szilagyi.
I would like to begin by congratulating the class of 2016. As the graduating class this year, we have accomplished many things. As Katarina previously mentioned, both cross-country teams made it to state. Rugby and cheer won state, and Mr. Urban even deemed us to be the most organized class to pass through Fishers High School. LOL. However, despite these tangible triumphs, we have also experienced a metaphorical achievement. We've placed another piece of our puzzle. As Socrates once said, the world is a puzzle and there's no need to make sense of it. However, it is human nature to rise to a challenge and to make sense of our lives by solving the puzzles around us. When we began our journey 18 years ago, the pieces that will eventually reveal the panorama of our lives were a jumbled, incoherent mess. In our carefree childhood days, we were not concerned with what lay ahead, but were rather consumed by our sense of wonder. We explored, piecing together the fragments of language and motor skills that would supply the framework to our puzzle. However, as we began to mature, the idea of who we were began to emerge. Entering elementary school, many of us wanted to be firefighters or astronauts, effectively trying to fit these pieces into our puzzle. Yet, as we grew older and discovered our passions, we realized that we had been trying to force pieces that did not fit. Maybe we realized that we wanted to help people, but as a doctor involved in Doctors Without Borders rather than a firefighter. Or maybe we recognized our love for the stars, but discovered we have a fear of traveling into the unknown realm of space. As we continue to grow and learn, we will simultaneously make progress on our puzzle. Sometimes a piece will fall into place effortlessly, such as joining a club or sport at high school. Other times, a particular piece will bring great satisfaction, such as earning an A in Mr. Dro's BC calculus class. With these pieces, you can't help but tap down on the piece a few times, effectively patting yourself on the back for a job well done. While we all have our own individualized puzzle, there will always be other people helping us put the pieces into their proper place. Teammates that help you rank first in the world in destination imagination, coaches that guide you to speech nationals, and family that provides you with your own personal cheer squad along the way, are all positively contributing to your life and to your puzzle. Without the influences of these people, our puzzles would only reveal half the finished picture. This being said, we should all make it a goal as we move forward in our own lives to dazzle the lives of the people around us, whether that is through community service, friendship, study groups, or simply holding the door open for the next person. The choice is yours for how you help others put the pieces of their puzzle into place. Unlike a jigsaw puzzle, in our life, we possess a nescience to the total number of pieces there are. Thus, we begin with an inkling of an idea of what our life will look like, and we start fitting the pieces together from there. In life, there are no corner or edge pieces. There are no boundaries. We simply keep putting pieces together, and the puzzle keeps growing, piece by piece, section by section, infinitely. As we walk across the stage today, we will be accomplishing another piece of our puzzle, a section that contains all the memories of late nights studying, Friday night football games, academic Super Bowl competitions on prom day, and the relationships formed between friends and teachers. As we move forward in our journeys, new sections of our puzzle will emerge. While unscrambling these sections, it is important to keep a few concepts in mind. Remember that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes tragedies enable triumph. Remember that we will all make mistakes along the way. The trick is to learn from your own mistakes and also learn to forgive others for theirs. Remember that learning is a lifelong process. Whether you are continuing in college, the workforce, the military, or are simply taking some time to figure out what you want to do, you will still be learning every step of the way. Finally, remember to have a sense of humor. Be able to laugh with others and at yourself. Be able to take the time and enjoy the beautiful world around you. I like to think of my puzzle as my own little masterpiece, one that I have molded to create the person I am today. And I hope that you, the FHS class of 2016, all view yours the same way. Congratulations. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce my good friend and our senior speaker, Kendall Gardner.
I'm sure many of you can relate when I say that I'm not the best at math. Numbers have always been difficult for me. Some of us have a knack for them, and others of us can't wait to never see a trig function again. In the weeks leading up to graduation, I've been thinking a lot about numbers. I had never really realized it, but they have had a key role in defining us throughout high school. Whether it be our student IDs, mine was 979083. It's not like any of you can steal my lunch money now. Our AP number labels, our GPAs, our number on the basketball team, or even our locker combinations. We've had many numbers to guide us through our lives every single day, until now. Today, the numbers that have been tied to our identity for so long are all being stripped away until only one number remains, 2016. 12. The number of years that I have spent in the HSE school system, just like many of you in this audience. I've known some of you since my infancy, and our families have been tied together throughout the 12 years of our educations. It is impressive to think of how much Fishers has shaped who we are, and I think this can be seen most clearly through the numbers that school has given us. Even if you moved to Fishers from somewhere else, you still have a key part of your identity that was formed at Fishers High School. Think of the number on the back of your football jersey, the number of calzones you ate for lunch every Thursday, the number of gold keys you've won at the Scholastic Art Show, the number of times you've heard Mr. Urban say, "All right." Parents, think of the number of times you've told your student to stop playing video games and do their homework. Teachers, think of the number of students in this room that you've had a role in preparing for their futures. Our Fishers numbers have been a crucial part of all of our identities, and it's frightening to think that when we leave this room, those numbers will all fade away. Graduation is about leaving behind those numbers that defined us in high school in order to find our new numbers. The number of miles we will be away from home, the number of credit hours we will be taking each semester, the number of new friends that we will make, the number 2020 for our new graduating class, the number of children that we might have, our social security number, our tax ID number, and of course, the $sign followed by the number on our paychecks. It's definitely scary to think about the long road that lay ahead for each of us. It might be hard to leave behind our old numeric identities, but we are heading for something much bigger and better than we could have ever imagined. The future is open for all of us, and the number of possibilities that lay ahead is infinite. So while we may be losing a lot of old numbers, we have an endless amount of new numbers to choose from to define the next step of our lives. And one number will bind us together long after today. You guessed it, 2016. Class of 2016, We are heading into the unknown together. We will not leave this room as numberless figures. Instead, we will leave this room branded with a new number to identify us. We are forever bonded through the shared experiences that we've had at Fishers High School. Like the year our junior class skit was way better than the senior one. Or when the Riley Dance Marathon raised a record number for the kids every year that we were in high school. Or when Rumble in the Jungle got rained out our sophomore year and had to be continued the next day, but we still had more fans than HSC. Nothing that happens in the future will permanently erase all of these memories. We will attend each other's graduation parties, weddings, and see each other in papers and on television screens. We are always going to be connected as the class of 2016, no matter what is in store. Although math was not my favorite subject in high school, and I can bet that a large amount of you seniors feel the same way, numbers are going to play a role in our lives. Whether it be missing the old or adopting the new, over the next several months, we will be thinking a lot about our changing set of numbers. I think our parents and educators can all agree that we've worked extraordinarily hard to move on to this next step. So instead of approaching it with fear or remorse, we need to charge forward with excitement and a little bit of nostalgia. It is a testament to the great experience we've embarked upon together for the past 12 years that it is so difficult to let go. But our new numbers are waiting in places that we haven't even thought to look for them. Class of 2016, today begins your search. Find your new numbers, but don't forget your old ones. And always remember to rely on the one number that will always be with you, 2016.
This one's for Kendall. All right, all right, all right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Members of the board, Superintendent Borf, and members of the faculty, as principal at Fishers High School, I hereby certify that the members of the class of 2016 who are present this afternoon, those who are in good standing, and those who have met all the requirements established by the state of Indiana, as well as those by Hamilton Southeastern Schools, to be awarded diplomas and declared graduates of Fishers High School. Dr. Borf, I present these students for you to confer.
Thank you, Mr. Urban. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2016, it will please us in years to come to witness your efforts to distinguish yourselves as citizens of the world. It is my honor as superintendent of schools on behalf of the great state of Indiana and the Board of Trustees of the Hamilton Southeastern Schools to confer upon each of you the status of high school graduate with all rights and privileges thereto appertaining. I congratulate each of you and wish you the brightest of futures.
In just a minute, Ms. Peel, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Lozier, Mr. Miller will read the names of the graduates. I would like to remind everyone to maintain the appropriate decorum when the names are announced. We have several families here, and everyone should be able to hear the names of the graduates they came here to honor. So instead of applause, we ask that family members please stand when your graduate's name is read. Thank you. Ms. Peel, will you please come forward to introduce our graduating class?
Haley Alexandria Salaji. Katerina Ann Franson. Zachary Reed Brown. Emily Tong. Stephanie Nicole Green. Emma Amelia Getz. Kelly Shannon McCann. Kendall Madison Gardner. Wasul Makit Abedi. Carrie-Ann Elise Adams. Mary Catherine Adams. Robert Lee Adams IV. Alex Tyler Alderondo. Kevin Thomas Alicia. Savannah Lynn Albright. Jonathan Garrett Allen. Sarah Nasser Al-Rafi. Isabel Lucia Alvarez. Zachary Scott Anders. Adam Allen Anderson. Drake Adams Anderson. Jacob Michael Andrew. Zed Ahmed Ansari. Zachary Lee Antle. Lillian Ann Arnold. Nathaniel David Atkins. Emily Sarah Atwell. Danielle Nicole Augustine. Ariana Bailey Averhart. Brendan Christopher Ayers. Patrick Victor Badescu. Alyssa Leanne Baker. Claire Elizabeth Baker. Griffin Lee Baker. Christian Robert Baldwin. Wesley Andrew Belinsky. Jorge Antonio Baltzel. Justin Michael Ban. Brooklyn Eliza Banks. Larissa Denise Barnett. Adam Benjamin Barnhill. Samuel Aaron Betraw. Alex Patrick Baumgartner. Emily Marie Baumgartner. Ella Danielle Beam. Casey James Beaupre. Matthew Scott Beaverson. Parker Stone Beckman. Paige Danielle Beckham. Kelsey Lynn Beadle. Megan Elizabeth Bierbauer. Bradley Gordon Beiswinger. John Howard Beiswinger. Alexia Nicole Belmontes. Lauren Estella Benbow. Haley Chance Bennett. Safai Eastbreet Bent. Colin David Beresford. Emily Ruth Burling. Victoria Christine Bernard. Rachel Lauren Blackwelder. Carson Charles Blair. Malcolm Jalon Bogle. Cody Dale Bohannon. Hannah Lynn Booth. Matthew Lawrence Bounds. Che Swade Bowser. Sakeeth Reddy Boyapali. Cameron Scott Boyd. Kimberly Jean Boyd. Grace Blackledge Brockemeyer. Bailey Ann Bradburn. Aubrey Lauren Bragg. Cameron Jacob Brand. Savannah Ray Bratcher. Emily Ann Brattain. Grace Ileana Rose Broman. Jordan Sarah Brooks. Justin Mitchell Brooks. Nicholas Wayne Broviak. Alexander Duncan Brown. Catherine Elizabeth Brown. Glenn Thurman Brown. Jordan Hoffman Brown. Kayla Kiera Brown. Hannah Marion Brungard. Jasmine Dominique Brunson. Jordan Darius Brunson. Emily Rebecca Buckman. Justin Hendy Buckman. Avon George Buffkin. Connor James Buell. Bailey Joy Burdick. Matthew Jordan Bergen Brown. Caitlin Marie Burrow. Keyshawn Taylor Burrell. Thomas Francis Burrell V. Alexander Brian Butterfield. Taylor Caitlin Bird. Shelby Dion Cahill. Brendan David Calder. Claire Eleanor Calvert. Marquiera Rayshawn Kennedy. Emilio Jesus Canales, Sarah Marie Cantor, Emily Marie Carlton, Natalie Grace Carmack, Morgan Samantha Carruthers, Alan Nathaniel Carroll, Logan Ty Cart, Joshua Darren Cashman, Claire Madeline Cassidy, Sophia Jane Cecil, James Roy Cerrone II, Stephen James Chackery, Alec Michael Chapman, Christian Nathaniel Chapman, Aisha Rafiq Chaudhry, Ali Rafiq Chaudhry, Jeremy Miles Chin, Hope Lillian Choate, Donovan James Clark, Natalie Sophia Clark, Connor Evan Clevenger, Zoe Elizabeth Cochran, Tristan Philip Cole, Matthew Patrick Colasano, Catherine Ann Colvin, Melissa Lynn Conaway, Sarah Jane Congress, Caleb Alexander Conlisk, Blake Austin Kahn, Molly Louise Connor, Louis William Coombs, Lucas Pretel Costa, Andrew Stephen Crabtree, Eric Robert Crippen, Reese Matee Christat, Cullen Edward Krogan, Max G. Sherezny, Jordan Tyler Cummins, Florencia Cutrone, Kelsey Ray Dale, Riley Donald Dale, Christopher Ryan Dalton, Christina Rhea Dantum, Jeremy Ray Davidson II, Erin Suzanne Davis, Taya Christine Davis, Jeremiah Michael Dawson, Drake Logan Decatur, Haley Catherine Deacon, Matthew Joseph Deach, Jackson David Delafield, Kelsey Ann Denny, Matthew Jacob Dervinus, Rachel Hopelin Damaris, Revneet Dillon, Tristan Michael Didier, Jessica Nicole Dillon, Amber Elizabeth Dingus, Nathan Stewart Dirk, Molly Marie Renee Diskey, Vincent Gregory Dixon, Lance Gardell Dollison,
Gabriel Dean Donnelly, Hannah Elizabeth Drum, Austin William Duckworth, Ezekiel Paul Dunnick, Brandon Harvey Dirk, Cassidy Patterson Dyer, Aaron Cole Eads, Sarah Elaine Earl, Zachary Joseph Eaton, David Scott Ebert II, Nathaniel David Edenfield, Jonathan Forrest Edwards, Sadie Christine Ellenberg, Carrie Ann Brooke Ellis, Jonathan Woodworth Elsie, Reagan Elizabeth Ely, Emily Nicole Endicott, Madison Taylor Everett, Grayson Slough Faircloth, Benjamin Allen Fike, Jade Kimberly Finner, Caitlin Ann Finnefrock, Owen Andrew Fleming, Madeline Elizabeth Fletcher, Courtney Marie Flint, Matthew Patrick Fogarty, Thomas Eugene Foist II, Kendall K. Foley, Michael Manning Folta, Megan Elizabeth Forbes, Jayana Nicole Foster, Jordan David France, Kylie Joe Frazier, Marcus Max Free, Allison Taylor Fugate, Stephen Edward Fuller, Christina Andreevna Galazinskaya, Stacy Joe George, Rachel Grace Gerdiz, Kara Marie Gerke, Elliot Hudson Gilmore, Cheyenne Michelle Gert, Gabrielle Elizabeth Goad, Seth Braden Golden, Krathia Pola Gonzalez Garcia, Zachary Robert Goodman, Caitlin Faith Goodwin, Caitlin Ann Goodyear, Tyler Jackson Gorbett, Mara Kathleen Gordon, Brianna Lenore Grace, Caitlin Ann Grenadier, Louis Edward Grand Prix, Megan Elizabeth Graves, Samantha Lee Graves, Peter Isaac Gray, David Andrew Green, Sarah Lynn Green, Nathan Blanca Greiling, Daniel Allen Greiwe, Hayden Bradford Orloff Grow, Caroline Ross Groover, Catherine Lee Groover, Ryan Patrick Gunther, Madison Taylor Guthrie, Jontel Dion Hackett, Joshua James Hall, Joseph Richard Hallam, Donovan Marshall Hamblin, Carter Macy Hamilton, Sydney Nicole Ham, Amelia Rose Hammer, Angel Arness Hanks, Nicholas Gage Harding, Selena Kusakabe Hardy, Ariel Nicole Harris, Mitchell Isaiah Harris, Zachary David Harris, Samantha Rose Hartman, Marie Catherine Hartzell, Kyle Edward Hathaway, Brian Patrick Hahn, Natalie Laura Hahn, Sydney Leanne Hauser, Abigail Rose Havlick, Mackenzie Ann Hayden, Brent A. Hayes, Jasmine Ann Hazelwood, Claudia Kathleen Hedberg, Mia Janelle Heilbrunn, Howard Elliott Henderson, Brooke Danielle Hendricks, Savannah Rose Hendricks, Serena Rose Hendricks, Peter Thomas Henriksen, Adam James Herkey, Estefania Hernandez, Jordan Deshaun Hernandez, Madison Marie Hyatt, Carl Lloyd Hillenbrand, Jacob Thomas Hobson, Courtney Marie Hodge, Jonathan Aiden Hornschmeyer, Lauren Renee Hoffman, Logan Joseph Hoffman, Heather Ann Hollis, Mohammed Maj Hamzi, J. Elijah Horn, Jonathan Thomas Hornet, Dylan James Hughes, Aaliyah Beth Hall, Colton Bradley Humphrey, Afshan Shad Hussein, Andy Trunghu Huen, Luke Barrington Ingram, Jermaine Montiel Huddleston Jr., Joshua William Eugene Inman, Jonathan Michael Yazwe, Nizreen Mohammed Islaya, Mohammed Zachariah Izzadine, Marlene Catherine Jaycox, Sarah Jean Yeager, Margaret Lee Johns, Kylie Elizabeth James, Anne Frances Jansen, Emily Renee Jarbo, Corbin Douglas Have, Kathleen Jason Jeffress, Anna Elizabeth Jennings, Juliet Jensen, Michael John Jessup, Sneha Deepak Jogi, Alexander David Johnson, Ryan David Johnson, Stuart Kenneth Johnson, Devonte Jacob Jones, Megan Blake Jones, Brittany Lee Kasperzik, Michaela Elizabeth Cass, Jagpreet Kaur, Jasleen Simran Kaur, Kiranpreet Kaur, Benjamin Patrick Keene, Madison Ashley Carnes, Miranda Dale Kellums, Moses Malik Kelly IV, Dennis Eugene Kellum II, Benjamin Shane Kelly, Sarah Lucille Kelly, Olivia Marie Kiefer, Benjamin James Kennard, Nicole Grace Kinman, Ray Ann Kinnanen, Lorinda Ashley Kirk, Ian Tanner Kletch, Nicole Ann Klinger, Catherine Ann Colson,
Harshita Condetti, Natalie Claire Kraft, Hannah Irene Kraler, Eric Charles Kruger, Gavin Lane LaFoon, Jacob Allen Lair, Andrew Hart Landine, Trevor Andrew Langston, Samantha Morgan Lasley, Damian James Lassick, Nicholas Jean Lawrence, McKenna Ray Lehman, Jared Michael Leatherman, Lauren Ray Lee, Nyla Zaria Lee, Anna Joy Lenners, Caitlin Noel Layton, William James Leathier, Brooke Elizabeth Leonard, Joshua Miles Levine, Lauren Marie Lewis, Josiah Dean Lillistrand, Emily Grace Lindblom, Brianne Chanel Lockett, Andrew Joseph Lonergan, Mitchell Thomas Lorkowski, Aaron Jean Lowson, Nefertiri Angelica Lovett, Lauren Michelle Lowe, Julian Benjamin Lugo Persad, Emma Ray Mahan, Gori Sunil Mali, Zachary Matthew Mandel, Alexandra Sumying Mark, Sydney Brooke Marshall, Ian Alexander Marshall, Zachary Andrew Marshall, Titus Paul Martin, Tyne Emma Mather, Allison Nicole Matteo, Abigail Elaine Bragil Matlack, John E. McBride, Madeline Diana McCall, Mackenzie Nicole McClintock, Hayden Leslie McCloskey, Shaylin J. McCormick, Brooke Elizabeth McCoy, Caitlin Ann McDermott, Madison Lynn McDermott, James Matthew McDougall, Tia May Mickelmarie, Tristan Aaron McIntyre, Lauren Kemper Meadows, Adrian Hope Meeks, Nicholas William Michael, Celia Marie Michelini, Christina Elizabeth Miller, Corinna Lisselle Miller, Mary Rose Miller, Michael David Miller, Jacob Casey Mills, Madison Kaylee Milton, Craig Austin Minatel, Marissa Christine Minshaw, Emma Louise Catherine Masico, Neelan N. Mystery, Nicholas James Moore, Jack Christopher Molnar, Evan Michael Moore, Julian Elizabeth Moore, Savannah Marie Mora, Kyle Dean Morrison, Kelly Lee Morse, Connor Tudor Mojet, Justin Danielle Mumford, Francisco Alejandro Munoz, Alexandria Dawn Murphy, Jacob A. Murray, Madeline Nicole Murray, Zachary William Merle, Sam Scott Myers, Olivia Lynn Nash, Jataja A. Nave, Rachel Elizabeth Naylor, Samuel Jacob Niederman, Darius Charles Nelson, Wesley Cole Newman, Braxton L. Nagoma, Ni Winwan Gwyn, Andrew David Nicholson, Trenton Welsh Nielsen, Emily Lynn Niles, Rachel May Nishon, Alan Fernando Nolasco Arias, Hannah Sharon Norton, Quinn William O'Connor, Robert Thomas Okuski, Jared Lavelle Olden, Kelly Marie O'Malley, Cade William Orris, Jacob Edward Overdorf, Ryan Scott Paget, Lillian Eileen Pafford, Gabriel Lauren Paris Huff, Justin Thomas Parker, Bijal Rohith Bai Patel, Mira Makund Patel, Katie Elizabeth Patterson, Daniel Michael Pearson, Allison Marie Pence, Grant Luther Pereira, Khalil Menelik Perkins, Sylvia Addison Pashal, Emily Lynn Petrie, Braden Christopher Flume, Kendall Blinn Phelan, Elizabeth Claire Phillips, Jacob Ryan Piggott, Audrey Grace Pratt, Lynn Allison Pratt, Melinda Ann Pratt, Olivia Hannah Pretorius, Sophia Delaney Price, Thomas Lee Price, Nicholas Probsley, Rachel Lee Pyle, Kayla Lynn Rafesnyder, Sierra Rose Rasmussen, Spencer Rich Rierick, Alicia Renee Rector, Jacob Russell Reichert, Jordan Elizabeth Reese, Caleb Mackenzie Wrights, Haley Elizabeth Rinkley, Matthew Christopher Richards II, Trevor Allen Richardson, Matthew Garrison Ridge, Maxwell James Rieger, Madeline Joe Reister, Brady Aaron Riley, Timothy James Riley, Emily Christian Reardon. Dominic Ray Rivera. Calvin James Rizzo. Elizabeth Ann Robbins. Quentin Alexander Robbins. Ernest Roy Rudabah V. Ethan Ashley Rodriguez. Emma Logan Rordans. Noah David Rogers. Rebecca Marie Romero. Caitlin Elizabeth Rook. Christopher Kenyon Rooney. Kylie Ann Rothschild. Jasmine Taylor Rousey. Krista Lila Rose. Tiffany Marlene Ruiz. Emma Caroline Rund. Stephanie Joanna Runty. Princeton Spencer Rush. Olivia Grace Ellen Russ. Christopher Austin Russell. Mason Lee Russell. Morgan Ashley Russum. Jorge Eduardo Salcedo. Omar Hyuhya Seymour. Hannah Claire Samuels. Mariana Dion Sanchez.
Mark William Sanchez. Michael Alexander Sanchez. Jorge Sanchez Pasquin. Christopher Corey Sanders. Brooke Taylor Sarber. Alyssa Marie Sargent. Fallon Alec Satterfield. Drake Thomas Schilling. Hope Nikita Scanlon. Andrew Garrett Shingle. Eva Bradley Schleitweiler. Gabriella Noel Schneider. Justin Taylor Schneider. Connor Morel Schrock. Kristen Marion Shu. Garrett Reed Schulteis. Alex James Schweffel. Noah Matthew Scott. Nicholas Anthony Skubelek. William Henry Deoncé III. Lauren Love Secor. Azalea Sunshine Settles Wilkinson. Chelsea Leigh Severance. Jackson David Seward. Priyanka Kamlesh Shah. Imran Shahid. Noah Jacob Chanavez. Baisha Sharifi. Kristen Nicole Shaver. James Robert Shaw. Sarah K. Shipley. Elliot Sagala Avilar. Shelby Suzanne Sims. Dasuni Anuthura Sirisuria. Dylan Kyle Skinner. Sydney Lynn Skinner. Oscar Gabriel Skuransky. Anna Jean Sluter. Andre Maurice Small. Jake Thomas Small. Charles Joseph Smith. Kelby Alexander Smith. Ethan Aaron Smith. Gerald Dimitri Smith. Megan Colleen Smith. Parker Austin Smith. Richard Alexander Smith. Chloe Alexandra Snipes. Sierra Patricia Solis. Caitlin Ray Solman. Caleb Andrew Sorrell. Holly Ann Sparks. Alyssa Josephine Spires. JL Brittany Danique St. Hilaire. Disney Taylor Stallworth. Emily April Starr. Anna Grace Staten. William Hunter Stotts. Sarah Elizabeth Steele. Gabrielle Lee Steimel. Jennifer Lynn Stepansky. Daniel Jacob Stevens. Elijah McKellen Stewart, Cody Nicholas Stewart, Logan Barrett Stewart, Natalie Louise Stewart, Nathan Allen Stewart, Jessica Lawrence Stocks, Canyon Joel Stockton, Julian Carl Strobel, Tristan Xavier Strobel, Sarah Elizabeth Strong, Samantha Lynn Stull, Zachary Ryan Stump, Marley Elizabeth Suda, Rio Sugasawa, Hannah Faith Sullivan, Shivani Saravajala, Kayla Ann Sutcliffe, Hannah Suzuki, Gloria Jean Swardensky, Sophia Rose Sweeney, Marlis Rebecca Talafero, Helen Ming Tam, Salben Tan, Taylor Nicole Terry, Courtney May Taylor, Giovanni Pierre Taylor, Kimberly Chantel Taylor, Sean Dwayne Taylor Jr., Brianna Noel Timott, Elliot James Timott, Carly Vaughn Thomas, Christopher Matthew Thomas, Colton Joseph Thomas, Alexis Sinclair Thompson, Dorian Claire Thompson, Caitlin Allie Thompson, Trevor Long Thompson, Rachel Marie Titus, Alexander Scott Todd, Kayliana Adelise Todd, Kimberlyn Twee Tran, Samuel Bradley Trent, Marissa Ruth Trozen, Kennedy Danielle Turner, Kristen Elizabeth Tyner, Nicholas Christopher Ulrich, Wyatt Rudolph Grant Van Dyke, Joseph McKinley Van Hoosen, Mackenzie Lynn Van Tassel, Daniel William Vance, Nicholas Tyler Vanderberg, Seth Kongpeng Vang, Matthew John Van Osdel, Sophia Marie Velasco, Eric Marshall Vergon, Mariana Vigarrillo Chico, Alexandria Kate Von Kamika, Mavleta Vrunyacha, Reagan Marie Graciola Wadsworth, Zachary Connor Wagner, Shinya Linus Y, Grant Aaron Walkie, Rosina Marie Jean Walker, Catherine Marie Walsh, Alan Lee Walters Jr., Lake Ashton Wan, Michelle Ariana Wardlow, Evan Turner Waymeyer, Nicole Marie Wenger, Heather Demagus Wenz, Britton James Wardell, Isaac Benjamin Whaley, Darby Elizabeth Whalen, Anna Lee White, Brianna Marie Simone White, Evan Jeffrey White, Hannah Rose White, Madison Brittany White, Caitlin Christina Wilkerson, Claire Elise Williams, Courtney Olivia Williams, Gabrielle Nicole Williams, Jacob Lee Williams, Jacob Williams, Alexander Sebastian Willis, Chase Richard Willis, Andrew Allen Wilson, Emma Marie Wilson, Ryan Andrew Weinbar, Elena Rachel Winiger, Samuel Lewis Wise, Jose Xochitlatoa. Wilson Edward Wolf. Tyler James Wolf. Cameron Michael Wolter. Victoria Ann Woolsey. Hunter Nicole Worth. Alexander Stephen Wright. Caleb Michael Wright. Emily Madison Wright. Joshua Glenn Wright. Kayla Janae Wright. Lauren Gabrielle Wright. Catherine Patricia Yancey. Takahiro Yang. Sarah Elizabeth Young. Kulsum Zafar. Rachel Ann Zaney. Carter Joseph Zander. Claire Elizabeth Zemer. Megan Elizabeth Zagunda. Madison Catherine Zelinsky. Nicholas James Zimmerman. Maximilian Emil Zimmerman. Olivia Grace Zingraf. Christian Scott Zumberas. Elizabeth Ann Peskin.
The class of 2016 is the 9th graduating class at Fishers High School, and it concludes our 10th year as a high school. In our first years as a new high school, many things that exist now did not exist then. Things like Riley Dance Marathon, club sports, internships, one-to-one devices, the senior citizen battle. I have to admit, you even made me laugh a little bit on that one. I'll let you know now. Even the Friendship Bracelet Club didn't exist back then. Hard to believe, right? But over time, students and staff built traditions, and these traditions grew out of a natural change in our school environment. Enrollment grew, diversity of talents, needs, and expectations caused our school to evolve. The environment at FHS in many ways is much different than it was a decade ago. Human geographers and social psychologists claim the key to studying how environments change is to study its inhabitants' sense of place. Sense of place is what causes a feeling of attachment or belonging to a particular environment. At the end of last school year, the class of 2016 donned your headbands and your tiger claws and you ran the hallways, symbolic of you staking your claim to this place. FHS was yours. And like before, seniors would set the tone for the school year. But what was different about this year is that you kind of had a place of your own. The CCA provided an opportunity for our school environment to evolve. And as you see on the scrolling pictures of your favorite tiger spots, you made it yours. Roller coaster on a gathering stair on your first day, finding that comfortable chair, hanging out at the locker bay, doing your homework in the restroom hallway near the window. You found your spot. It was fascinating to watch you when you finally had found your place. You could actually see the sense of comfort on your faces, and then you thrived. I saw you manage your time and distractions in ways that you've never done before. I saw increased ownership in your learning. I saw leadership, inclusiveness, and creativity, skills that will certainly serve you well when you leave high school. Graduates, I want you to think about that process, the process of creating a place, because that is the challenge ahead of you as you set out on your own. You have some big decisions to make. Do I put up my One Direction poster? I mean, it does have Zayn in it, and I don't know if I should still do that or not. But more importantly, how will you feel attached to this new place? I certainly understand some anxiety in the transition to these new environments. As you move around as adults, research indicates that you will consider new places in relation to the landscape you experienced during childhood and adolescence. The two landscapes that have impacted you the most are your home and your school. Think about the values of your parents in your home. I must thank the parents at Fishers High School for the value you've put on your child's education. Students, I want you to consider two questions. Number one, how important is it that your values of your family are on display at your new place? Secondly, I want you to look at those black robes that surround you. Your teachers have been beside you in your educational journey, and they are beside you again today. Consider all the people, ways of thinking, and new ideas you were exposed to in school. These resources helped you further develop your ideas and your talents. So the second question is, will your new place will encourage you to grow and learn? You should struggle in your new environment. That's what true learning feels like. And if you really want to learn, your place should welcome ideas and people that are different from you, because understanding life experiences and perspectives of others will be essential in the global world that you will inherit. Graduates, create a place that challenges you as well as it comforts you. Seniors, in just a few more minutes, we'll walk out of the stadium. It's going to be time for you to begin working on getting your place in order and establishing your place in the adult world. It's a daunting task, I know, but I must remind you, you have done this before. Since your freshman year at FHS, you took something that was unknown, you made it yours, and you made it better. If your last 4 years are any indication, I am confident you will build a place of pride and character. Graduates, the purpose of my remarks are to encourage you, but most importantly, they're simply to say goodbye and to say thank you. Class of 2016, it has been an historic and an amazing experience. The success of our program and our school is a result of your dedication and engagement. I appreciate everything you've given our school. 10 years from now, the traditions and experiences will again evolve. Will the seniors of 2026 study machine learning, advanced robotics, artificial intelligence? Maybe they'll have things like exam exemptions or the good cookies before 3 o'clock. Who knows how we might advance? But the one thing that will not change in the next decade is this experience. High school is a place that endures. And while it has been different for each one of you, each graduate has their own journey, their own struggles, their own accomplishments. But what you do have in common is that you'll always be connected to your classmates and to Fishers High School. No matter where life takes you, FHS will always be your school. So on behalf of our faculty and staff, we appreciate all you've given our school. We can't wait to see the places you will build and the places you will go. We wish you the best. We're proud of you. We support you. We love you. Thank you, Tigers. Congratulations.
Fellow seniors, please stand. The changing of the tassel from right to left traditionally signifies graduation. Please place your right hand on your tassel. Seniors, graduates, congratulations.
Graduates, please remain standing. One last time again, it's my pleasure to present to you the graduates, Fishers High School class of 2016. Graduates, please turn and face the parents and friends to your right. To your right again. To your right again. And back to the front. Audience members, please remain in your seats till all the graduates have recessed. Faculty, please lead us in the recessional. Thank you for your attendance. Congratulations.
Thank you.